Good morning, mathematicians. Welcome back to a new office hour. We're gonna start things off as usual. Get chat going. Poke around Reddit. Our main source for mathematical news. And then probably yap about a whole bunch of other nonsense. Well, we don't have anyone jumping to chat today. Who's going to be the first? Maybe it's too early. I think it seems to be more popular when I stream later in the morning. But too bad I'm doing it now. Busy Beaver numbers. Oh, good morning, Ed Smith. Oh, here we go. Magic the Gathering has fans harness prime number puzzle as game strategy. Oh, hell yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Turing machine. We've talked about that before on stream. Using Magic Deck. Okay, that's not useful though. Gameplay with twin primes. Okay, here we go. In fall 2024, Reddit user posted a combination of 14 moves that use about 24 magic cards and could potentially deal infinite damage. Hell yeah. The outcome of the game depends on the answer to a mathematical puzzle. Oh, interesting. Are there an infinite... very interesting. Wow. So the twin prime conjecture has been embedded. You need... If I'm understanding this correctly... we basically need to solve the twin prime conjecture to determine what happens in this Magic the Gathering game. That's pretty sick. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Nicole. Let's see, what does this say here? The description reads, at the beginning of your end step, if a land entered the battlefield under your control and you control a prime number of lands... Whoa, really? There's a card that has you do something about a prime number of lands? Wow. That's awesome. Okay, and then somehow you get some condition going about whether there's infinitely many. Oh, I guess. Okay, here's what my guess is without even reading the article. Good morning, Matt Miller. Here's what my guess is. Probably because you have this card that creates that many 1/1 counters on it. The question is probably. Like for the game, you want to know how many 1/1 counters you create, and then probably somehow there's some other card that you use this card twice or something, so it which is where you get the pairs of primes. Although that doesn't quite give you the twin prime conjecture, but okay, no, maybe I don't have it. Maybe I don't have it. I'll have to read the article more carefully. Okay, there's a bit of explanation here. You copy creature cards. If the number of lands you control is not prime, a certain combination of these cards creates 2 more lands. As soon as the number of lands corresponds to a prime, however, this other card comes into play, it creates 2 new creatures, which in turn automatically also become lands. So if you have... so now if you have P plus 2... Oh, I see. Okay, so if you have a prime number of lands, and then you get P+2 lands. If P+2 is also prime, then interesting. Okay, it's probably not so interesting for me to read the whole article on stream, but that is cool stuff. I'm definitely not. I lost that fantasy a long time ago. In fact, I don't think I ever had it. What other? I don't know. We got any questions in chat this morning? I think I said a lot of stuff about the GL2 heck algebra. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Z's. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Yeah, but I might this weekend a bunch of myself and a bunch of other math grad students rented a cabin in the mountains, and we're gonna go chill there. So there may not be office hours. I don't know yet. Apparently there's internet, but it is spotty. And we'll see. I don't know. It's like a pretty big. It's like a giant barn we're staying in, basically. But I want to make sure. I know I get up early compared to other people, so I want to make sure that I can go set myself up in a little corner where I can yap with you guys for an hour. Also, yeah, I might just decide to chill. Yes, I've organized many a seminar. We have like a casual Friday grad student seminar that I organized here for about 2 years. And I've also been involved in some conference organizing. I've also done some... I've also organized some like reading group type seminar things. So yeah, if you have like some specific questions, if there's something you want to know about that, let me know. Like, what kind of seminar are you organizing, and how can I help? How much math does a usual grad student do in a given day? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what the typical grad student does. I can only tell you what I do in a day. Lately, it's been almost zero because I've just been grading, but I'm finally done grading. But now there's a certain scholarship application that I'm working on, so I'll probably spend my morning trying to finish that. And then probably I'll do quite a bit of math today because it's all like pent up and I've really been wanting to. And yeah, so yeah, but yeah, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like, there's days where it's like there's just a lot to do and you can make progress and you're very inspired, and then you're just like literally sitting there all day doing math. But then yeah, other days I do absolutely none. The math just ain't mathing. So I have no idea. And I've talked about this before too. Like, I don't know, I do math in random little spurts sometimes. Like, I'm not always just sitting down at my desk for 4 hours in a row. It's like 20 minutes here and there, and so it all adds up randomly with like many distractions in between. So I really don't know. But I'm looking forward to doing more math this semester. Actually, I won't really get to. I'm kind of busy. Funnily enough, the summer semester when I'll be TAing, I'll probably be doing more math then, weirdly. Yeah. What if I created a Discord server for everyone to yap about math? Yeah, I've thought about it. That's come up on stream before. The only thing is, I just don't know if I feel like I want to if I want to have to moderate or like pay someone to moderate or something. I guess my channel's not that big, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. And I mean, I haven't had to like ban anyone from chat yet, so it's probably fine. But I don't know. I could possibly make it like a Patreon thing. Make it like $1 a month or $2 a month or something, and be a greedy little capitalist and for the Discord server. I don't know. There are good Discord servers to go yap in, but yeah, I've thought about having one for the channel. Would I say the best route for undergrad is just to focus on whatever they're taking, or just focus on what's interesting? Hmm. Yeah, that's. I mean, I think your classes should be priority, right? Because, like, I do think you should aim to get into the highest ranked school possible. And so you need, like, perfect grades or, like, a minimum for that. Well, I mean, you certainly don't need perfect grades to, like, get into a decent grad school. But, like, yeah, aim for the best. So your classes should be first priority. But do leave some space for interest, for reading for interest's sake. You don't want to make yourself hate the subject, and you don't want to stifle all creativity and exploratory instinct. So, yeah, I do think, like, if we're talking about percentages, like, I don't know, 80%, like, go hard on your classes, focus hard on your classes. But put most of the focus there and on the basics, and just really grind the basics and know them well. But not so much, like, do still leave some space. But okay, keep in mind, you're hearing this advice from a person who had too much of the opposite problem and didn't grind the basics hard enough, I feel like, and spent too much time exploring. So that's a very biased 80% I'm tossing out there for you. So keep that in mind too. Recently found my channel. Great. Do you mind if you ask when I'm expected to graduate? You started your Ph.D. in math doing computational algebra. Cool. There's actually a decent computational algebra group where I am. Like, I go hang out at the number theory meetings every Wednesday. I guess that's today. And yeah, there's a lot of computational number theorists there. So there's a lot. I mean, computational, obviously, that involves a lot of computational algebra. I expect to graduate. So this was my last year of guaranteed minimum funding. I'm going to be taking an extra year, so I expect to graduate next spring. I think my thesis is basically, like, I probably could write it up and get it done sooner than that, but it's just like, well, I'll probably be around for an extra year anyways, like postdoc applications or whatnot. The only other thing that might happen is if I get a job in the real world and then decide to, like, wrap up my thesis on weekends and graduate sooner. But we'll see. I'm gonna apply to academia and the real world, and we'll see what happens. It's not fixed yet. Just thinking about organizing a student seminar with a friend to talk about stuff we cannot get lectures for. Yeah, that's an awesome idea. It doesn't have to be a lot of work, it doesn't have to be a lot of work. So just, like, yeah, so if it's that kind of seminar, it's like a reading seminar on some topic, like, there does need to be someone who steps up to be, like, the leader. I guess that should be you. And, someone who's just sends out the emails and, send out, like, a doodle poll or a when to meet poll to figure out a time that works for everybody. Make a choice, send out a poll or something, just like, or, basic organizational stuff, which, like, it shouldn't eat up a ton of your time, but, it takes up some mental space. But it doesn't have to be a lot. especially if you have a good mix of people in there, you know, you find a book that, I don't know, everyone can sort of sink their teeth into, and then, you know, you also just have to sort of like lead the discussion, be like, okay, well, you know, I don't know, if things get off too off topic, try and get things back on track, or, well, whatever, it's good to just yap sometimes. But also just, I don't know, being like at some point in the meeting, you know, just being the person that says, okay, well, you know, let's make a plan for next week. You know, can we all try and read this chapter? How does everyone feel about that? You know, so it's really not all in all, it's not a ton of work, but someone just does need to step up and be on top of those sort of things. Things do get weird on the internet, absolutely. Actually, speaking of, I always forget that I should. Well, not always, but the one time I didn't mute my my group chat with my main a particular friend group, and I had to re-upload an office hour because some messages popped up on stream that, you know, are better for the group chat than the public domain. In undergrad research program that lasts almost an entire year. Pretty interesting, but it isn't graded, and sometimes you'd rather just focus on the project instead of looking at ugly PDEs. Or you're taking a PDE course. Yeah. I mean, okay, that's a little bit different, though, because, like, if you go hard, yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you go hard on that project, that'll speak volumes, right? Like an undergrad research program that's a year long. I mean, if you really knock that out of the park, that can open up a lot of opportunities for you. Yeah, you've wondered about the grades grind versus learning more fun stuff. Yeah. I mean, that makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, you got to keep your grades up. Do I know about simplicial manifolds and other simplicial objects? Well, I've been learning a little bit about simplicial sets. I was reading a bit about simplicial sets. I don't know if I could produce it from memory, but okay, maybe I'll take a look at these other questions in chat for a second. But I mean, yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know so much about simplicial manifolds. But, I mean, I guess that's just you just take like a simplicial complex and then put the usual, you know, put whatever structure. Oh, actually, I guess there's a lot of, yeah, that your underlying topology is a simplicial complex. Maybe I'll come back to that in a second, though. You had an algebraic topology lecture that can't be continued for lack of time on the professor's side. And you want to continue that in such a way. Well, then that's awesome, because you can probably also, even though the professor doesn't have time, you can probably prod them for like suggestions or directions and stuff. And it seems like there's already a group together, so that's great. Yeah, there isn't much to do, but yeah. Oh, a functor from simplices to manifolds, I guess. Right. Okay. I guess that makes sense because, like, right. I guess simplicial anything is just a functor from, is this, do we just write delta for the category of simplicial complexes? Like a simplicial set is a functor from here to here, right? Simplicial group is just this into a Abelian group is into here. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Opinions on theoretical physics. No. I don't know. Physics is cool. It's what originally got me into math. Your topological K-theory course starts tomorrow, and you're frightened because lack of cohomology knowledge. Can I yap a bit about topological K-theory? I don't know a lot about topological K-theory, despite my channel name. Unfortunately, I could maybe yap a little, but asking your advisor, uh, study this type of stuff, and also higher differential geometry. You're trying to choose between the two big areas for your masters. Oh, okay. Between this and what other area? Definitely. I mean, here's one. I would maybe have spent more time learning higher math and infinity categories. Um, I still should. I still look at these things a bit, but yeah, they're just kind of everywhere these days. So um, probably not a bad idea to get yourself accustomed to that kind of language. That would be my guess. Um, yeah, topological K theory. I mean, so I can tell you, I've yapped about this a bit before, but some of my favorite theorems. I don't know if this falls under the. Yeah, I think this is part of topological K theory. I think my favorite theorem is the Serre-Swan theorem, which says that basically if X is a sufficiently nice manifold, so I don't remember what it is. It's paracompact and some other thing. Then the category of, was it finite dimensional vector bundles is equivalent to the category of projective modules over its ring of smooth functions. I don't know why. I love this result so much. I don't know why it's fascinating to me, but it's cool. Mm, I see. I see. Between geometry of simplicial stuff and higher geometry like algebroids. Oh, um, well then I don't know because it seems both of those you'll be doing some higher mathematics, right? It's right, geometry of simplicial stuff. Well, maybe the higher geometry like algebroids is maybe even more focused on the higher category theory, infinity category theory stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I mean, if you're taking, but yeah, I mean, from the other description, I mean, if you're talking about simplicial manifolds from like a functor of points perspective, as a functor from simplicial, the simplicial category, whatever we call it, into set or into manifolds, then yeah, I don't know. It seems like either one is good. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. What else is cool about topological K theory? Well, I mean, one of the things that I sort of have worked with is the Grothendieck group. The Grothendieck group, so K, sometimes called K naught, of the um, category of finite dimensional vector spaces. Yeah, the problem is there's just too much interesting math, and there's too much math that's also equa interesting. It's not a linear order. It's a very chaotic order. So, but like, of course, one of the other most famous theorems is, what is it? Bott periodicity theorem. This is the big one. Oh, what is that video? That looks cool as hell. Um, Bott periodicity theorem in K theory as well. I thought there was. Wait a second. What am I writing here? I mean, this is for fundamental groups, but somehow this is wrapped up in K theory. I mean, K theory is very. I know it's very related to homotopy theory, but um, Yeah, I don't see any K groups here, so I thought there'd be something to do with K groups here. I guess not. I mean, the higher K groups are defined. If I am recalling correctly, I think this was something I pulled up on stream before as well. If I am recalling correctly, I think it's something like Kn of x is something like pi n of the nerve of the category of coherent sheaves on X? Question mark, question mark. Let's see. Hopefully that doesn't. I mean, you said you were scared about your topological K theory course starting tomorrow, and then that's maybe a frightening statement if you've never heard those things before. So I don't mean to scare you more. Hopefully that entices you to be interested in it, but. Yeah, equivariant K theory of the flag variety. Here we go. Oh, what did I do? Is the Grothendieck group from K theory the same as the Grothendieck-Teichmuller group related to Galois group? I don't know that, actually. Let me look that up in a second. Oh, where am I? This chapter... Wait, did this already define the equivariant K group? Oh, no, it's up here. Up here. The definition's up here. What? Is it earlier in 6? Oh, here we go. Basic K-theoretic constructions. Yeah, here we go. I mean, I'm used to defining things. In this way. Oh, is it not the nerve? Oh, it must be the nerve though, right? Quillen associated to any abelian category as simplicial complex B plus C. Surely that's the nerve of the category, right? I don't know now. But let me look up what's the Grothendieck-Teichmuller group? My guess is no. Oh, okay, maybe it is because I searched Grothendieck-Teichmuller group, and it just gave the Grothendieck group as the first hit, so probably yes. A topology professor in your department is giving a class / reading group on infinity categories. He said anyone could join, but you don't know categories and figured it would be pointless. Most probably it will be pointless. But hey, go for it. When's the reading group starting? See if you can speedrun Tom Leinster's notes or something. Yeah, it probably will be pointless, but I don't know. Try to rush through the basics of category theory. Here's a goal to aim for. One of my favorite statements. So you've got the category of you've got the category of rings. And you've got the category of monoids, and you have one functor which sends a ring to its group to its multiplicative monoid, right? So you don't even necessarily need to take the invertible elements, and then you take another functor you get one for any n. So n, say, bigger than or equal to 2, and it's you basically send this to the monoid. You send R to the monoid of n by n matrices with entries in R under multiplication, and then it turns out that the determinant is a natural transformation between these two functors. This is one. I'm planning to film a bunch of YouTube shorts soon to try and make some sweet moolah. And I'm just going to put little cute, some of my favorite theorems and proofs and statements and stuff. And this is one. But I feel like if you aim to understand the statement. So what do you need to understand this statement? You need to know the definition of a category. You need to know the definition of a functor. And you need to know the definition of a natural transformation. So that's not bad. You only need to know three definitions. And, well, I guess you need to know what a ring and a monoid are. And so literally just go write out those three definitions and then stare at this for a long time until you can convince yourself that the determinant gives you a natural transformation. You don't know what a natural transformation is. So start there. Go read Tom Leinster's notes. Go find out what a natural transformation is, and then prove that the determinant is a natural transformation. And once you do those things, then also go carefully through the proof of the Yoneda lemma. I wish there was a category. I wish there was an infinity category seminar at my university. I'd really like to, maybe one with a view of understanding INDCO, or like the infinity or the derived infinity category. Like, I found a bunch of explanations online, and they're all like, "Oh, well, you just pass through the Dold Con," and then I'm like, "Well, can you explicitly explain to me how that works?" But nobody does. I'm sure some people do. I just haven't looked hard enough. Yeah, and I should probably write papers. I should probably spend more time trying to write papers than read them. But oh well. Yeah, JP May's book definitely mentions K-theory. My channel, K-theory, the channel. He's not talking about the branch of math. He's talking about me. In the last chapter, yeah, but I haven't reached it. Yeah. Okay, so, what else we got going on? I wonder if I could just clip me talking about this. I've also thought, sometimes I see people, they make YouTube shorts, which are clips from their live streams. And probably be good to advertise office hours, get more people in here asking questions. The thing you know about categories is that some definitions become way less cumbersome. True. Possibly some become more. A lot of proofs become way less cumbersome, though. Like a group being a groupoid with only one object, and a groupoid being a category whose morphisms are all isomorphisms. Yeah, although I don't think that's that's not advantageous at all for group theory, right? Like that doesn't. I don't think like the point of a groupoid isn't that it makes anything about category theory easier or nicer or better. Or sorry, that it makes anything about group theory easier, nicer, or better. But the thing is that's like, groupoids show up in nature all the time. So like, well, you've probably seen, if you've looked at Peter May's book, you've probably seen that he phrases everything about fundamental groups instead, in terms of fundamental groupoids. And this is really nice because, for example, usually when you're talking about the fundamental group, you have to pick a base point. And now you have some sort of dependence. You have some sort of dependence on a base point, right? And it's like, yeah, if your space is like path connected, then you have, you have sort of special choices of isomorphisms between these groups. But the advantage of the fundamental groupoid is then, well, you just consider sort of all these groups at once, and the isomorphisms between them that come induced from this space. And yeah, so it's somehow more Yeah, so it's not that the groupoid concept helps you do group theory, but rather it's in situations like this where you would have had to have made some choice of base point, like making a choice of basis or something. This is somehow now more natural because you don't have to worry about these choices. You can just work with the fundamental groupoid. The other thing too is I probably shouldn't yap so much about this yet because I don't understand it perfectly. But like in the learning of stacks, I mean, you basically, okay, some of these words might not make a lot of sense, but you have like a category, a fibered category, and specifically it should be fibered in groupoids. But why is that? Who cares? Um, I guess the idea is that like at least from what I've read in this note I found, the idea is that you're somehow mimicking the what happens in the case of a vector bundle, where you basically have these transition maps, right? So like for the vector bundle, you have this open cover, and it trivializes the vector bundle over this open cover, right? So you should be able to have a cover where the inverse image of all of these, so also equipped with, so the inverse image, not only is it isomorphic, but you should have specific maps which realize a particular isomorphism between some like vector space, which is like your fiber product with UI, right? And then the idea is, so this is supposed to be an isomorphism, but then you also want to account for, so all of your sort of local trivializations are all supposed to be isomorphisms, and I guess that's kind of where the groupoid thing is coming from. So when you beef this up to some sort of categorical concept, you're trying to mimic this idea of where you have some like local data, like an open set. So we use Grothendieck topologies to generalize that. And you want some sort of, you're talking about compatibility conditions, right? So we also put some sort of compatibility conditions on the so-called transition maps, right? If we were to compose both of these, so this would go from V cross UJ into V cross UI, right? And we impose like certain compatibility conditions, but now we can sort of view this as like these families of objects, families of vector spaces floating above our base space, and sort of gluing them together, but gluing them together along these isomorphisms. And so when we formulate this in a category, when we're saying that this is, we have a category fibered in groupoids, well, first we need to talk about what a fibered category is. But then specifically being fibered in groupoids, I mean, that's basically the condition that all of our morphisms up above should be isomorphisms. Okay, I went way off the deep end there. Suddenly ranting about stacks, which I barely have my head around, but more so than I did. Yeah. Yeah, I should also talk about, so many videos to make, so much research to do, and so little time. So maybe in my categories of modules series, it would be nice to talk about like the classic example of a fibered category. Maybe not the classic example, but a classic example is basically mod over ring. So your base category here are rings, and then your your total category up here is like pairs, R and M, where M is an R module, and your projection map is just projection on the first factor. And then this can be viewed as a fibered category or a co-fibered category. Yeah. What is it that I do? Arithmetic geometry? No, I wouldn't really call it. Oh, hello, Femno. I wouldn't really call it arithmetic geometry. I do local Langlands. Broadly speaking, but more specifically, a lot of things I work on, like algebraic geometry. I do some algebraic geometry stuff, like for the purpose of some local Langlands things. Allow me to shamelessly replug my recent preprint. Oh, by the way, chat, my I had to re-upload my episode 3 of roasting of your proofs are trash, and it's doing terribly because it makes the algorithm does not favor re-uploads. So if I can ask a favor of any of you, it would be to go put some love on that video, because it's doing a lot worse than the first 2 episodes. And this, I feel like, is the best episode so far because it's viewer submitted proofs and they are truly bad. So yeah, but I guess that's also just how the YouTube game goes sometimes. So yeah, but here's my recent preprint with improvements on the way. So, like, you know, there's something about L functions going on here. So that's like, you know, analytic number theory, except actually I don't do any analytic number theory. I don't really work with L functions at all in this paper. Appreciate it, Femnal. Can I put, like, what's the engage with your audience button? Oh, I can start a poll or a Q&A. Okay. I can't put GIFs in here. Where's everyone on the GIFs versus GIFs pronunciation war? I know people obsessed with being grammatically correct say GIF, but then, like, the creator of them calls them GIF. So where are you? And where are you on the topos topoi alignment chart as well? I'm also thinking of, I don't know how to set it up. But I want to make a video where I put all of the or a bunch of mathematical subjects on the political compass. So I don't know the best way to do it. It just, like, I open up the political compass in Paint, and I put a bunch of I've been thinking, I just type out the names and then use the cut box to just cut and paste them over. I don't know. I Googled it and I couldn't find, like, a decent app to make it with. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's the best way to make a political compass video. But that's been on my mind. I don't know if I can help you with your PDE exercise, unless it's about D modules. And actually, even then, I know enough about the very basics of D modules. I probably couldn't help you solve something. But yeah, if you look at this, so local Langlands correspondence, right? So part 1, you know, in the beginning, we sort of yap about, here's some Langlands stuff, you know, representations of p-adic groups. But then really the paper is focused on these varieties, V, defined by David Vogan, and for all the fancy stuff that you see in here, harmonic functions. I mean, I did do stuff about harmonic functions back in the day. I took my complex analysis course in my master's. But I don't know how helpful I could possibly be. I don't know how helpful I could possibly be. But yeah, from that point on in this paper, we're really just talking about algebraic geometry. And well, here's some more Arthur Packet stuff, but we're just proving some results about complexes of sheaves, and it means something for the representation theory. But like all of this stuff here is just is algebraic geometry largely. And these varieties, I mean, it all has like fancy, scary definitions, but these v lambda, they literally are just an, like they're literally just c to the n, but the interesting geometry comes from their orbits or some group acting on them. So yeah, like all of this, look, there's local systems, blah, blah, blah. It's all geometry at the end. Your PD course is being just harmonic functions course for 2 months. Oh. Well, I don't know. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing necessarily? I don't know. Harmonic functions are sweet. I mean, it's all about, life's all about the Laplacian, right? Life's all about the Laplacian. Well, I don't know. I think I might, you won't torture me with your harmonic functions, though. Okay. I mean, there's cool stuff that it relates to Langlands. So I mean, what is it? There's an article. One of these days, this is one I want to bring. Speaking of beach books and beach reads, I want to read this article in detail one day, from the Laplacian to, what is it called? Langlands, something like that. There's a article. From Laplace to Langlands via representations. Yeah. Of orthogonal groups. I'd like to sit down and read this a bit more closely. It's like a historical account of stuff. Can I recommend an algebraic topology book? You tried Hatcher, but you don't like it. Yeah, well, there's, I've never read it, so I can't really recommend it to you, but there's this book here that lots of people talk about. Oh, and then, okay, Spanier versus Tom Deek. Looks like there's some debate on Stack Exchange about which one. Yeah, I mean, of course, there's JP May's course, but I don't think most mortals can just read that book alone. Awesome book. You should get it. You should buy it. You should have it on your shelf. But, yeah, May's book is awesome. But yeah, it's just not realistic to actually learn the subject as a standalone. Great overview though. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like there's love for Spanier in chat. Spanier. Course notes from Clara Lowe, and that's how you learned. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, also don't ever discount just random course notes online. It's always good to follow a main PDF that, is like some sort of main reference for people, one of the big three or something. But sometimes there's this extra little insight you get from random PDFs. Your first topology course had a lot of algebraic topology in the last part of it, so you went straight to to May after. That's crazy. Depending on topology course you had, it's doable. Yeah. I've just personally I personally was only able to get like halfway through that book, and then I needed more hand holding. I needed more hand holding than that. Course notes on MIT OpenCourseWare. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Chad has so many better suggestions than I do, to be honest. That's a real reason you should come to office hours, to get Chat's opinion on stuff. But yeah, I do want to read this. It would be nice just to also better understand. God, I should read all of this. Maybe I'll print this out. Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad I volunteered to drive to the grad retreat this weekend I mentioned, because I would love to just spend the 3 hours reading this document instead. Actually, I don't know. Recently, when I was young, I used to get car sick from reading in the car all the time, and then I stopped. But recently, it's started to come back. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Moncrief's as a first intro, first introduction to the fundamental group, Moncrief's is great, but, yeah, I recommend that to everybody. Oh, surface classification, nice. I didn't realize that was in Moncrief's. But I think my coffee's almost done here, so I really want to go prove some theorems, but I got to make a scholarship application first. So I will see you all very soon. Hopefully you've got some more proofs. You get a lot of proofs done today. And hopefully some of you dig up some truly awful proofs from your past that you can let me rip on for episode 4. So, but for now, for the rest of the day, go prove some legitimate theorems and go prove them well.